Hello friends, and I welcome you all to this presentation on Infosys Updated Hiring Process 2021 batch. And this is a new change that has happened to Infosys process, and I think we all should acknowledge it and prepare accordingly. And Infosys has also given a test sample paper that can also be referred. So we would be uploading that sample paper also along with this video on our YouTube channel. So keep subscribing to our YouTube channel and keep receiving these new updates about the various patterns. Also, within next 24 hours, we would be sharing the TCS and QT detailed analysis from our experts. So this is the new pattern of Infosys, and there have been two new sections that have been added. These are section 4 and section 5, namely pseudocode and puzzle solving. Whereas the existing three sections have been revamped, and the major change comes in verbal ability, where there are 20 questions, 20 minutes, but the logic remains the same. Earlier there were 40 questions in 35 minutes. So the same strategy has to be applied, and verbal ability remains to be the key section of Infosys. As you can see, the maximum questions being attributed to this section. So let's quickly browse through these sections, and highlights are the reasoning ability section gets 15 questions in 25 minutes, mathematical ability 10 questions in 35 minutes. This shows, my dear friends, that we are going to have the toughness level. So this would be somewhere medium, and this would be complex, and this would be medium, this would be complex, this would again be complex. So this is going to be the pattern of Infosys. Now let's come to each section. Section 1, reasoning ability. There would be 15 questions, 15 marks, 25 minutes. Approximately 1.67 minutes for each question you get. Then what are the key ingredients of this section? There would be three major bifurcations. The first one would be data sufficiency, where you get 4 options and you need to check the sufficiency of data. Either A, either B is sufficient. Both of them are together sufficient. None of them is sufficient. That means data is insufficient. Those type of questions will be in data sufficiency. 5 questions. Very good strategy can help you in cracking these 5 questions, because DS giving a weightage of 5 to this makes it crackable. Then there is data interpretation, 5 questions. You will get graphs, you will get pie charts, bar charts, and my dear friends, Infosys is more about analysis of verbal text. You will get a lot of paragraphs, data being hidden in paragraphs. So learn to interpret between the lines, learn to read long paragraphs. That is the key to Infosys. So they may give you a lot of paragraphs in data interpretation, and you need to make it in a tabular form to solve the questions. That's the key statement from Infosys. Then deductive reasoning. There would be questions on logical deductions, syllogisms, statement, assumption, and conclusion. This combined will have 5 questions. So there are 15 questions, 5 DS, 5 DI, 5 DR. DR comprises of these 3 categories. This is 15 questions, 15 marks. Overall, I say that this section would be of medium complexity level. Now let's go to the second section. This is the toughest section of Infosys. That's why, my dear friends, you have been given 10 marks, 10 questions, but 35 minutes. And this is section 2, mathematical ability, which they also call technical test. Here there will be 2 sections as per the latest sample paper. These 6 make, from these 7 topics, you will get 5 questions. And so these will make 5 questions. Then 5 questions would be from sitting arrangement. And WAE is providing a lot of questions on sitting arrangement in its master package at 599 only. So this is the 5 questions that I was talking about. So 5 questions on sitting arrangement, 5 on these. Crypt arithmetic is going to come. The trick is leave the crypt arithmetic question for the last. Do it in the last. Don't give much time to it in the beginning. Other questions in Infosys are crackable. Script is the toughest question in Infosys paper. Leave it for the end. Don't waste your time on crypt. Mostly crypt questions are given at the beginning so that you are involved in that and you don't manage your time properly. Other topics could be number series, ratio proportion, PNC, probability, time and work, speed, time and distance, profit and loss, and all those regular topics. Even 1 or 2 geometry questions. But the 5 questions on sitting arrangement, my take is on this. This section relies on this, and all these questions would be crackable. Focus on these 5 questions. You will be getting through. Section 3. Also in this PPT, don't leave right now. I will be talking about sectional cutoffs as well, my dear friends. So verbal ability, the best section of Infosys, which makes it different from all other companies. Everyone tried to go away from it. Now everyone is coming back. Capgemini again has come back to verbal ability. TCS is coming back. So Infosys rocks. 20 questions, 20 marks, 20 minutes. And the areas are critical reasoning, reading comprehension, error correction, error identification, and sentence completion, which is also called as fill in the blanks. These are the 5 questions. WAE gives you around 250 questions in English section to practice as a part of its master course. So this is the third section, 20 questions, 20 marks. The key is practice. Again, in the last section, I forgot to tell you the complexity. The complexity is high. So it is a complex section. Here I would say it's medium. Okay, so this is, now let's come to 4, pseudocode. Program output and identifying logical errors. So there would be 5 questions of total 10 marks. That means 2 marks for each question. And this would be again between medium to complex. So you need to focus. We have a question bank of around 125 questions for pseudocode. Go through it. It will help you. Pseudocode, it would be mostly on loops, data structures, logical programming without any syntax, identify logical errors as well in the programs where the logic went wrong. Last is section 5, puzzles. There would be 2 questions of 2 marks, so they would be of medium complexity, and 2 questions of 3 marks. These would be of high complexity, or they would be complex questions, so medium and complex. Problems you can expect is matrix problems, where they can be 3 by 3 matrix. One term may be missing. You need to find out what that term is. That is one thing. Another can be visual questions. So these terms are given, and there can be a question mark. Tell that term. Then visual reasoning. You may be given some patterns, and you need to tell what would be the next term. Then there would be pattern based, as I told. Visual reasoning also very important. You may be asked to count number of circles, number of triangles, number of balls. You may be asked to tell the missing terms in pictorial puzzles. So that is the area of puzzles that we are going to give it to you. Now, before I go to the interview part, I would like to talk with you all about the cutoff. What would we say? Again, out of these 15 questions, if you do somewhere between 8 to 10, I think sectional cutoff should be clear. That should be your target. Somewhere sectional cutoff, I'm saying. Here, you should be able to do 5 to 6. 5, I would say 5 to 6. Here, verbal ability 12 to 14. This is the key. You need to do 12 to 14. There's no negative marking. Then pseudocode, 5 questions of 2. I would say again 5 to 6. And puzzle solving, again I would say 1 2-mark question, 1 3-mark question at least. So again 5 to 6. So what I'd say is overall cutoff, this makes it somewhere around 50%. Overall again it lies around 60%. 6 to 60% if you have, you are damn going to get the call for the interview. That's the logic. So now let's come to interview part of Infosys. The simple tips, we are going to make it very, very sharp for you. It is a resume based interview. Also, Infosys interview is a combo of a tech and HR interview. It's a combo, tech plus HR. One panelist takes both the questions. That is the key. It's resume based interview. So whatever you write in your resume, be cautious. Now, because it's virtual, earlier you could give another resume when you go for the interview. Now, because you've submitted your resume, for example, please have that resume with you. Prepare on the basis of that resume, because when your interview happens, HR or the technical expert would be opening that particular resume you submitted to them. More emphasis on projects and experience acquired. So experiential learning through projects and internships is what Infosys focuses upon. So you need to understand whatever you write in your experiences on projects and internships, thoroughly revise them. Don't make false promises or don't make false statements. Values and honesty, critical thing for Infosys. Clarity of thought. If you are saying somewhere you want to go for high studies, that would not lead to you in a comfortable situation. So clarity of thought. You want to do a job, please be in that perspective. Crisp communication, no beating around the bush. That's the logic. So what is WA's offering? I will talk to you all about WA's offering. All in one package, $599, complete study material with around 600 previous year and similar questions. Mock interview comes as at INR 500. Online test, one test at 149. So these are the three offerings that we have for you. You can go on our website, and on the website you can click on Infosys, only Infosys new pattern, and then you will be getting all these things, and you can go to the test center. So these are the things, and we would also be sharing in the description the link for all these three. Thanks a lot. All the best. Take care. Crack the Infosys job. Thank you.